Hey everybody, welcome back. Another episode of Banish the Doubt twice in one day. So tonight I want to talk to you about paradigms and what's paradigm? What is it? If you ever never heard of it before, tonight you're going to find out all about it, what it is, but more importantly, how it affects our lives. If you're new to this channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you get all of my videos. If you're somebody who's been with me for a while, thank you, welcome back. And you haven't heard about this before, tonight you're going to learn a lot about paradigms and just how important they are to our life and really why it is that a lot of us end up in situations where, let's just say, they're less than favorable, and why others seem to take off and have this life of their dreams and what have you. Okay, so here we go. What is a paradigm? A paradigm is a mental program that has almost exclusive control over our habitual, that's keyword, behavior, and almost all of our behaviors are habitual. So paradigm is a mental program that has almost exclusive control over our habitual behaviors. And almost all of our behaviors are habitual. Think about when you wake up in the morning, right? What do? Pretty much the same thing you did the previous morning and the previous morning to that, and your day is pretty much the same, right? That's why you hear a lot of people, when they get older in life, you hear people saying, well, they get set in their ways. It's the paradigm. So, let's look at the areas of our life that our paradigms have enormous control over. Okay. First, our perceptions. Okay. When you shift this, everything changes. Okay. We don't see with our eyes. We see through our eyes. So perceptions, right? Is it based on the beliefs that we've grown up with? So we see something or somebody, we have a certain perception about that person, about that thing. So look, our paradigms can have enormous control over our perceptions. When we shift this in our life, our perceptions, everything changes. Another area, our use of time. Now it's a Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening here. It's my second video of the day. I also work a full-time job and I'm doing this. So I'm taking advantage of the use of my time. Now, not to say you should work every single day around the clock, but when we change this perception and also this use of our time, the paradigm has us connected to. So it's a certain time of the day, use of time would be, it's Thursday night, happy hour. It's Friday. Finally, it's Friday. Everybody feels really good, right? Our perception. Friday is the feel-good day. Why? Well, because the average person, the most people in life today are at a job what? They don't like. They're not comfortable with, but they do it anyway. I'm going to get to another reason why that is in a second. But use of time. Some people will earn more. Now, this is key. Some people will earn more in a day than most will earn in a year. So we all have 24 hours, right? I don't have more than that. You don't have less than that. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. So why is it then that some will earn more in one day than some or most will earn in a year? Use of time. It's a paradigm. The paradigm has control over our use of time. The paradigm also has control over our creativity. We are raised to believe some are creative and others are not. Again, the perception, right? It's the beliefs that we were raised with. So use of time and creativity. We're all creative. You're just as creative as anybody else. We're all born with this creativity, but our beliefs say differently, or at least the perception of our beliefs say the perception is that's different. The paradigms have enormous control over our effectiveness. Okay? The paradigm is a program in our subconscious mind that controls the vibration we're in. Therefore, it controls what we do and what we attract into our life. So our vibrations, we attract people into our life, people who are like us. We vibrate towards those kind of people. Nothing wrong with that. It just, you're always ever going to vibrate at a level that is equal to the vibration that you are at in life energetically. It also controls productivity. Okay. As I shift my paradigm, my productivity goes through the roof. As we shift this paradigm, as we shift this perception, as we shift this use of time, our productivity is going to skyrocket because we're changing these things. Okay. Logic, it has an enormous control over our logic. Logic it's the ceiling that we keep banging against, right? We say we want more. We say we want to be more. There's more to life. I definitely can do better than this, or whatever it may be, a better job, better relationship, whatever, more money. But we keep banging against this ceiling. Logic, what we consider as logic. Now, I want to bring into a story here that sort of illustrates this. There were two bike mechanics in Dayton, Ohio back in 1903. Logic said otherwise. They said, we're going to get an airplane in the sky. Now, at the time, was that logical? Of course not. The world said, you're nuts. You can't put anything in the sky. Nothing's going to stay in the sky. The world said, well, you only kept it up in the air for 14 seconds when they finally did it. You know, I'm talking about the Wright brothers. They finally got an airplane in the sky. Logical? No. Perception? No. What effectiveness? Were people thinking it was effective? Of course not. But the brothers said, we're not only got it in the air, we kept it in the air for 14 seconds. Now, is the world a better place because these two guys decided to challenge that paradigm? Of course. You see what I'm saying? This is where I'm kind of taking this video. We're going to start to change, if you want to, start to change the paradigms in our life, in our thinking, in our subconscious mind. The paradigms in our life have effective influence over our ability to earn money. When you change your paradigm, instantly you change your ability to earn money. When you change it, when you decide to change this, you immediately do this. Your body just takes on a whole different mechanism. The mechanism in our brain starts to change. You should spend everything you've got and all the time you've got to understand paradigms. Now, this is, one second, it's been a long day. This is, personally myself, this has been tremendous change in my life. When I started to do this, making videos and really becoming, changing my awareness, expanding my awareness after some of you know about the cancer that I went through, that will help you change. Okay, that will certainly be a huge, I don't wish it on anybody, but it was a big change for me. I became not obsessive, but really got into learning about this stuff. And I do this. As much as I can, learn more about paradigms, about the subconscious mind. Because, my friends, that's where everything is. Everything is in there. It's changing our belief system. It's what we've learned, unlearning it, and now relearning it. That's what's taking place in this year 2024, this 20th century. That YouTube, I'm using YouTube. I could use YouTube to watch all kinds of videos, but I choose to use YouTube to watch these types of videos, to learn more about what it is that makes my mind think what it's thought. What was it making all those thoughts prior to ultimately the doctor saying, yeah, you've got cancer. And since then, changing all of this. So this will change your life. When you start to do this, when you start to really learn about this, what makes your body tick, the brain and our thinking, but more so our beliefs, it's going to change your life. So here's where we're at. We have ability to earn money, perception, use of time. The paradigms control all this. Our creativity, effectiveness, productivity, and our logic. But I put a box around it, okay? Because it's got us boxed in. This, okay, for your life, my life, up until a certain point, it had me boxed in. We're banging against it. We're trying to work harder, trying to second job, figure out a way to get ahead. We just can't seem, right? We're working more hours, whatever it may be, can't seem to get ahead. But when we change our paradigm, we start to understand what the paradigm is, and we start to change it, suddenly it's everything here. The walls are gone. Not tomorrow when you wake up like, woof, boy, I got everything I need. My money, bank account. No. But we start to change. The universe, source energy, whatever you want to call it, understands the changing of our paradigm, and the box goes away. The walls go away. Okay? Just imagine for a second how your life would change as you begin improving any or all of these areas of your life. Okay? Now, let's just take, for example, use of time. Just changing the use of time. You take the time when you're not working, and you say, okay, I'm going to start to learn more about this. I'm going to start to watch videos, more videos, my videos, others, Bob Proctor, Joe Dispenza, Bashar. There's a host of them out. Abraham Hicks, Louise Hay. Okay, changing this, the use of our time. You just do that, and you're going to watch how your life changes, and income and everything else, life, how you're going to feel about yourself. Your income has to go up. The earning potential has to go up, because our bank accounts are nothing more than a reflection of how we feel about ourselves. So if we start change just the use of time to do this, we'll have a huge effects. Okay, so the change can be huge, and it can be permanent. There was a quote by a man named James Cook, and it says this. It's a great quote. Just do once what others say you can't do, and you will never pay attention to their limitations again. Just do it once. What others say, oh yeah, those video things, they never work. They're just pie in the sky or whatever. All that's that puff stuff. You're not gonna. Just do it one time, and you will never pay attention to their limitations again. James Cook was a naval explorer back in 1728 to 1779. Okay? Been around for a few years, that quote. First time I ever heard it the other day. But it's been around since 1700s. Our bodies vibrate at such a high rate, we appear to be still. You and I, we vibrate at such a high rate that we appear to be still. We are all about vibration. You, me, everything. The chair I'm sitting on, the board, the easel, all that. Okay? Yeah, we can take a certain camera, I'm not sure the name of it, but a certain camera, it can display energy leaving our bodies. It could actually show that there's energy leaving our bodies. Okay? We think thoughts that are in harmony with our paradigm. Your thoughts, my thoughts, I have a paradigm, we all have them, but we think thoughts that are in harmony with that. Okay? The paradigm controls the vibration. On a conscious level, we call this a feeling. You know, what's the matter, George? I'm just not feeling all that well today. It's the paradigm controlling my vibration. And we call this a feeling on a conscious level. But it's not. It's the vibration. We choose thoughts that are in harmony with the paradigm because it doesn't upset the apple cart. It keeps us in the same vibration. So we choose, consciously or unconsciously, we choose thoughts that are in harmony with the paradigm because it doesn't upset the apple cart. We want to keep things away from familiarity, right? There's a grip on familiarity. We want to loosen our grip on familiarity because it keeps us in the same vibration. Now listen to this. People in a vibration that's giving the results, then people who are living in a vibration that are giving them the results they don't want, but they're comfortable in. On a conscious level, we call this our comfort zone. People are in a vibration that's giving them the results they don't even want, right? But they're comfortable in. We call this a comfort zone. They're thinking thoughts that are in harmony with what they're doing. So it's all connected, but yet they're not happy. Majority of people who are sad or who are not comfortable, who are not happy in life, the majority of people who are married are like that. Think about that. The majority of people who are married are some of the loneliest people. This was the quote. Some of the loneliest people in the world are people who are married because they live this. They're living with a paradigm in control and they don't even realize it. They're comfortable. They're comfortably uncomfortable. Now, here in this diagram, this is a diagram of bondage. Okay? So we have a thought, we get X thought, right? The paradigm is here. So our conscious mind gets the thought. Our subconscious mind has the paradigm, okay? And down here's our body. This is the result. This is the paradigm. So the X equals our result. The people who are in our comfort zone, they may not like the results, but they feel comfortable. So this is what that looks like in bondage, okay? They go into a job they don't like, they're in a relationship maybe they're not happy with, they're, whatever. They're drinking a lot, they're overweight, whatever it may be, taking drugs. That's, my friends, that's bondage. That's the paradigm having such a grip on them that they're living here, right? What are some of the ways that we grew up thinking this stuff or learning this stuff? Well, we're poor, but at least we're happy. Yeah, they were really poor, but they laughed all the time, so those people. Oh, they had such fun. Yeah, but they're poor. They're living in a crappy area of town, all that. They're in bondage. But hey, at least they're happy. Well, we're very happy though. See what I'm saying? How we justify this? So if we grew up in this environment, which I did, it wasn't really poor, but there was a lot of just say unhappiness at home, alcoholism and all that. Okay. But this is the way we lived. We didn't know any better. Some of us, the parents did, but they just ignored it. Okay. I remember hearing a story about my father working for a corporation, and he was told he was politically connected with a certain party, and the politicians came to him and said, George, my father, there's an opening here on government job. Really? Yeah, and it doesn't pay all that much. You're not going to make all that much money, but you know what? You never have to worry about being fired. Really? Yeah. And the other thing is we give you insurance, health insurance, all that. Really, he was getting it from the corporation as well. But here's the hook, okay? You get, after about 3 years, you get what's called tenure. You can never get fired. Wait a minute, I can never get fired? Yeah, you get this hook, I call it a hook. Bondage. Not gonna make all that much money, but you'll be happy. You'll have a good job. You never have to worry about it again. I've talked about the pendulum got its hook in my father. And he did that job for 40 years. He came out of the service, another pendulum, right? The service bought him, took him out of high school and got to go take care of the country, and fight for the good old US of A and go fight a war that he had no idea about, starting a war or whatever, Hitler and all that other stuff. But not to get off too much of a tangent, but you could see that's bondage. Now we transition to reason, okay? So we get an outside idea, a why idea, comes from the outside. Starting your own business, leaving your job to start your own business, whatever it may be. Leaving a relationship and to go find it and to there's something better out there for you, whatever it may be. An idea, okay? Possibly this video. I'm telling you something that you're thinking, this is really good. I want to start trying this stuff. So you get this idea. It goes, now here is the paradigm. Okay, so it's the conscious mind gets the idea. The subconscious mind, though, has the paradigm already established. The paradigm is in us. So the X equals our results. There's the idea, paradigm. The paradigm equals the results. We transition down here to we get the Y idea. This is a bondage. So the Y idea, now we go emotionally attached to it. Now we're thinking, you know what, this could really, I could do this. This could work. I'm going to need money. I'm going to have to maybe go borrow a bunch of money, mortgage the house, whatever it may be. So you go do that. But now the idea is really, you're becoming really emotionally attached to this idea. But now we approach what's called, Bob Proctor called the terror barrier. We decide to do it. We hit the terror barrier, right? Now it's time to do it. Now it's time to really get after it. And well, most businesses don't work and most of them fall apart. Anxiety, fear, doubt all starts to creep in. Worry, fear, and doubt, and bang, what happens? We go right back up to bondage because we didn't become harmonious with the new paradigm. We didn't get really attached to it. We're not really understanding this stuff, that it's all mental beliefs that have been supplanted in our subconscious since we were little children. That's all it is. So when you get onto a track that you're not in harmony with, everything goes crazy. And then boom, off the terror. We don't go through the terror barrier. We hit it. We go right back to bondage. Steve Jobs said, you cannot connect the dots looking ahead. You can only do it by looking backwards. So Steve Jobs and others like him, the Wright brothers, as an example earlier, they went forward. They always go forward. They never look backwards. Look at some of my earlier videos. Again, if you're new here, about the wake, how I talked about the wake and how to let the wake behind the boat. Watch some of my videos about that, about how we're attached. Now, a few minutes ago, I mentioned how we're gripped. We have grips on the familiar, the shores of familiarity. We need to be able to let go of our attention to and our grips on the shore of reality and allow us to drift off into the sea of unpredictability, but we know inside of ourselves, this is what we want to do. This is who we want to be. That, I forget who, I think it's James Cook or somebody mentioned, it was a great quote. It said, the cave we fear to enter holds the treasure that we seek. The cave we fear to enter, go through the terror barrier on the other side of it, holds the treasure that we seek. So we have bondage. We have the Y idea, the outside idea that comes to us, that taps into who we are, that version of us that's out there, right? We get the Y idea. We get down here. The Y idea becomes, we get it inside of us, and we go through the barrier, the terror barrier. We understand it. We still have I'm sure Steve Jobs, whoever still have the worry, had the doubt, had the fear, had the uncertainty, but they persevered through it. When you do that, the Y idea gets into becomes our new paradigm. So the old paradigm leaves. We create a new paradigm. The new paradigm gets into who we are. And that's how ultimately we create our freedom for ourselves. Financial, health, relationships, everything. We start to have relationships, like I have said in the previous videos, where we say to the other person, hey, I kind of like you. I kind of like this jive thing we got going on. Not the jive thing, but you understand what I'm saying. This communication we have going on here. I kind of like the way I feel when I'm around you. And I think, yeah, I feel the same way. Hey, I tell you what, why don't we, go get a cup of coffee or something? No expectations, no attachments, nothing. Let's just go hang out. You know what? You can continue to do whatever you want to do, and I'll do whatever I want to do. And hey, if you ever decide to leave, okay, fine. Same with me. If I decide, it's not working out, no problem. Uh, Different than how we've been raised, right? All this social media and all this stuff in the movies and what have you hear about things like "You Complete Me" and "You Had Me at Hello" and all this other stuff. I heard somebody on here once talk about music, and like there's one song he referenced saying, "If you leave," I forget, maybe the 1970s or 80s, it said, "If you leave me now, you'll take away the biggest part of me." Some of you may be singing that song right now in your head. But he said, and I thought, yeah, you're right. What do you mean the biggest part of you? And why is she taking that? Those male singers. Why is she taking the biggest part of you? No, you have the biggest part of you. But you notice how society plays on these fears? I mean, think about some of the music we listen to. Obviously, the movies. We're in the selfie age, right? Everything's all about I gotta look everything's gotta be polished, clean, and all the makeup is perfect, and the guys and the hair and all. No, that's all part of the paradigm, guys. That's all part of that. We want to focus on changing this, and we change it one day at a time. We change it one video at a time. We change it by the use of our time. So go back into this video and watch that, and watch this video over and over a couple of times. And if you would like personal one-on-one assistance with this, I am offering coaching now. So you go into my channel and you just click on the link. I'd be happy to sit and talk with you, maybe more on a personal issue or doing this, and following your bliss and having the courage and the tenacity and the perseverance and the discipline to follow that. It's not hard or gripping or whatever. There's just an ease to it. There's just a, hey, you know what? This is going to work. There's an intention. It's not a desire. It's not a wish. It's an intention. I'm doing that. I'm going there. I'm going through that terror barrier. Okay. Yeah, there'll be some uncertainty, what have you, but there always is. But I'm going to persevere through all that. So this is how we end up here, guys, with freedom. So this is the message tonight. It's all about paradigms, what they are, how they affect our life, and how to create new ones. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you're a new subscriber, hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, watch all my videos. If this is you watching, you've been with me for a while, or you're a new subscriber, maybe in the last week or so, welcome. Thank you so much for subscribing. I'm loving having you guys here. And I'm actually even thinking about creating a members only channel or whatever it is, videos for having you guys join. I think you might be able to do that. I'm not sure. I have to check the channel. My IT department, my daughter, who is phenomenal at this stuff, and my wife, and they're just tremendous with this. I love the fact that they're helping us out here, but learning all about that stuff. So that's the video tonight, guys. Thanks so much. God bless and enjoy the rest of your day.